listeners, this is Vali, and while we enjoy an almost fall afternoon with a nice cup of tea and a cozy environment, I want to share with you my fall spread. I'm not very into gnome villages or fairy gardens. I always see the little figurines and I would love to buy them, but I can see they may be a lot of work to keep up and change them in every season. So I decided to go ahead and create a little gnome village for my journal. So I had some questions on this particular spread that I will try to answer. Basically, the first question was if this was going to be to hang on the wall or on the desk, and the answer is no. This will go in my Just Because journal. And this journal has different sections that I have not created yet. I created them in my mind. And because it has rings, it gives me the chance to include spreads where you can have a lot of texture. So this is where it's gonna go. I know probably the rings are not the most appealing to the site, but in the end I choose to concentrate in my creations, and hopefully nobody's gonna judge the journal because of the cover. And this cover, just in case if anybody is interested, I bought this sturdy cover at the dollar store. I think it was from Lil Swap, and I added this embellishment, which is a hair accessory from the dollar store too. And then I just worked a little bit on the back with polka dots. So this spread in particular, I didn't know where to start, and I think it's the problem of many of us. So I just went ahead and I looked for a background that I thought it would match the spread. So I went for something brown, and then I kind of regretted it. Probably if it had been a little bit greenish or light brown or orange, probably it would have been less problematic. But I always just put the backdrop there, and then I have to build from there no matter what. So the problem that I encounter is all the rest is in the brown tone, so it was not popping up. So I had to think about adding something that was colorful. So then I remember I had this fabric that I bought last year at Walmart. It comes like in a little piece. I think it was $1.50 from their fall collection. So I looked for it and I fell in love with the trees because they are so colorful, and I think they are cute too. So I cut out some of the trees. The fabric had more, but I didn't want to, overwhelm the spread with a lot of trees. So I cut out the trees, and then some of the mushrooms, these little mushrooms here, came in the fabric, and then the little fox. So once I had that, I wanted to give that, I don't know the name, but that greenish woody tone of a gnome village. So I knew I wanted to create like stepping stones. So I went out in my backyard and I started looking to see what could help with that purpose. So the very first things that I found was the sticks. So they were cut in half by nature, I guess. So I thought they were gonna be nice just to add them in there. and then I chose some pine cones, the ones that were not too pointy, but still there are some that you need to be careful with. And I created the stepping stones, and it gives that dark wood feeling and color that I really love. So I just used regular glue. They are super glued there, they don't move. And then once I did kind of the little street or path, I started deciding where I was gonna place the different things. So I had created like 16 gnomes, but of course there was no space. So I chose the ones that I thought would fit better with the spread, and then some little houses, and then I added some leaves flying there. Of course I would have liked to for the leaves to be more orangey, but it wouldn't pop up in the spread. And then a little lamp and some pumpkins there. And I bought at the dollar store some I think it's called reindeer moss that provides some green tones. And then I went ahead after everything was done, and I just went around the little trees, and I don't know if you can see it, like this one, this mushroom here, and this tree. It's a collection of shiny markers, glittery markers from the dollar store. The same here in the blue pumpkin, so you can see the leaves here. And the last thing that I did before finishing this spread is that I went around every single ephemera or drawing, and I created the black line. That made a huge difference, because with having so many things concentrated in one page, I always feel like when you create the black lines around the different objects and ephemera, it really makes them pop out. So that was the last thing, and the very last thing was doing some journaling. So I went all over here. Of course, you know, the background didn't help, but I think, you know, I just added some words related to fall and what I love about fall, and I think that was enough for the whole spread. So what I will do now is just I'm gonna poke the holes for the rings, and it's gonna be ready to insert in the journal. So I hope you enjoyed it. It's very simple. It's a spread that technically does not demand a lot of things, and basically you can work it with things that you may have in your backyard. So it's a little bit of ephemera, paper, and a lot of imagination. So I hope you all have a happy fall, that you enjoy this nice weather and the colors that are starting to show up. Have a wonderful week. Bye bye.